What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are sitting at about 104.3K. The Bank of Japan did raise interest rates by 0.25 basis points, or is it by 25 basis points? It's at 0.5% right now, their interest rate levels, right? It's the highest it's been since 2008, and a lot of people, I think, are anticipating this to be a bad thing, but my expectation is it's already priced in. I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. This is something a lot of people seem to have been anticipating, and because of that, any negative kind of repercussions that would come with this, I think they've already been laid out. So therefore, if any kind of downside were to take place today, I think it'd be very minimal. Now, the stock market is not open right now, right? At least not in America. Crypto is 24/7. I feel like if this were to be negatively received in the stock markets, and we'll see if it is, Bitcoin could, of course, pump, and then the stock market's open and it dumps back down if the stock markets negatively receive it. I would expect that what's negatively received for the stock markets might reflect in Bitcoin as well. But I also think that Bitcoin, in that sense, could be a bit of a precursor to the stock markets. The fact that we're moving up, actually, with this news. You guys, we were at 103,000 before the news. Now we're at 104,000 after they raised interest rates. That's telling me that crypto don't care. Raise your interest rates, Bank of Japan. That doesn't affect us. We're going to be fine, man. We're going to move up to new all-time highs here pretty soon, and we're looking to do so. We very much are looking to do so. If we look at the weekly time frame here, and we go to our last kind of consolidation phase, which was in March 2024, March 11th here at the high, to the low here, which was August 2024. That consolidation phase we're in for about 7-8 months there, high to low. The next area that we would go to after stopping at this area would be 123K. 123 to 141, somewhere in this area. Likely we don't stop here. Likely we do go through, but it's completely possible we could stop at about 123K. That is the minimum target for a reason. Okay. But I do think that we go higher than just 123.4K. I don't think we stop there. And the reason for that is we're bouncing off of our golden ratio. Now, if what we did here was we found resistance at the 886, the 1886 up here, we pulled all the way down to the 1272, okay, maybe then we would find resistance at our 2272. Okay, maybe then we would. That move there, that move would be very comparable to the move that led us up to the 1886 here, right? But being that we're going to have this move now from higher levels instead of lower levels, I think a bounce, right? A bounce off the 1272 leads to a high at the 2272. A bounce off the 1618, which is what we did, might lead to a high at the 2618. And sometimes, in bullish conditions, we bypass the 2618 and we actually hit this zone up here between the 3113 and the 2886, which would be anything from about 174K or 173K to about 158K. You guys, these are all of the targets that lie before us. And to me, this one, 123, seems the least likely to happen. We're at 104K now. We've got a lot of upside to go, and it likely starts soon. Whenever we move, I suspect it'll be at the same pace, if not at a faster pace than what we saw here, right? Whenever we moved throughout this whole cycle, if we look here, you know, from a low, this took us about, let's see, from October 16th to December 4th. So that took us about a month and a half, right? Took us about a month and a half there to finish that move, to complete that move. From this move here, from the low to the high, that was January 22nd to March 11th. So that took, again, about another month and a half, okay? This move here from a low, well, to that immediate high, that first 3 weeks, was only 3 weeks, but I suppose that this high, November 4th to December 16th, that's about a month and a half. It's just under a month and a half, to be completely fair. Isn't that interesting? I'm gonna take a 180 here. I was about to say, and I do suspect this move will be bigger. I said faster. Maybe it'll be faster, but maybe it'll take the same amount of time, but it'll be bigger, is maybe what I should have said. Because all of these moves so far, they seem to take about a month and a half to complete themselves. About a month and a half. If we start to move up from here and we do move up to 123 without correcting or anything beforehand, it'll look like this move started on this week down here. So if that's the case, we've got 1 week there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that, right? If it was January 13th and we'd expect to be at like the end of February, beginning of March, something like that. I don't know about you guys, but looking back at these moves, 61% there, 91% there, 62% there. From this low all the way up to that 2618 at 142K, that's at 58.87, right? You can see it, 61, 91, 62, 58. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we stop there. I think that we would see something that's bigger than this last move, and that makes sense right there. 77% is a little bit bigger than that move. 2886, we stopped off at the 1886 first. Maybe we do go up to the 2886. Maybe we hit the 3113. Whatever happens, I suspect we're at 104.5K now. I suspect that within the next, we're on our second week now, so probably within the next 4 weeks, which from here, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would put us on the 17th of February, that week. If not the last week, if not the second to last week, the very last week of February, we would likely be not just at 141K, but above it, and likely at like 160K or higher is what my thoughts would be. That's crazy, guys. That's really crazy stuff. Weekly RSI, bullish as hell. We close this week, man. If we can close this week here, we got 2 days and 20 hours left. If we can close the week here or higher, we'll be in the overbought zone, and then it's on. We're looking for that. We get a weekly read in the overbought zone. We're just barely there, but if we can get that, you guys, it's on. It's indisputable. It's on, and I already think it is right now. I think this look right now, we're in the midst of something that's going to be like this in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? It's going to be like that. Everybody's complaining about how boring crypto is, but we're right at the point where we're going to break out. Here's where I'm going to end the video, okay? Just with another kind of simple form of TA. You moved up here, and then you consolidated for about 7 weeks. 7th week, you broke out, okay? Then you consolidated here for a very long time, but I don't think we're going to consolidate like this. I think we're consolidating more like this. You moved up here, we consolidated, we broke out on the 9th week. Again, consolidate like this. I don't think we're consolidating like that. So 9 weeks, 7 weeks, okay. We moved up here. We've been consolidating since. Well, we're on our 9th week now. We're on our 9th week now. If we break out this week in the next 2 days, 20 hours, if we're above it, then it would have been this week that we break out. If it's next week, if it's on the 10th week that we break out, that's cool. But sooner or later, we're going to be breaking out, right? We've probably reached maturity from a position of time in this pattern. I think we've reached maturity. And it could be by the end of this week. It literally could be in the next 2 days, 20 hours that we are not just at new all-time highs, but closing prices above 114K, 115K. Everybody's bored right now, man. And it's when everybody's bored, it's when everybody's sleeping. That's whenever crypto catches us off guard. So I'm going to leave it with that. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I don't suspect that Bitcoin will go too low. If it drops slower because the stock market's open negative in anticipation of the Bank of Japan raising their interest rates being negatively received news. If that happens, I would suspect that it's going to be a very insignificant drop. The lowest that I think Bitcoin could go to would be about 96K. We're at 104K now, and all the upside potential, all those targets are still there. If we move down, it's just an opportunity to buy. Nothing changes to the upside. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye.